Hi, everybody. Oh, excuse me. All right. Grand Rising. How's everyone? I knew you were coming out. I did. I felt that so strongly. 13's a 4, and then we have 40. Okay, so 44, which has been a very running sort of numeric vibration. Exactly. It says you've been moving so fast for so long that you're not realizing how wound up you've become. Gently unwind now to drop into a deeper, slower healing rhythm, and you will restore your body, mind, and soul. Things which seem too difficult right now shall soon seem very manageable and even pleasurable to accomplish. The frequency of this card, 174 hertz, it says, is known to be a pain relieving frequency, a natural anesthetic. Very much cats concur in this frequency. I often say that, right? That they can choose to heal you. Anyone who's ever, indulged in any sort of interaction with felines, you get to know they purr at different frequencies depending on what's going on. Um, if you've ever had the privilege of a birthing cat, mother cat, to allow you there in that process, you'll hear her go through different purrs and chortles and curdles and different things. It's like they're built in. I myself have been the recipient of a very healing experience with a pet I had. I was in a great deal of discomfort, and I got to experience this 174 hertz. They do it willingly. There's nothing you can do to coax it from them. I also want to say that you can only love and nurture and cultivate a um a connection with them. That's really neat. It's so interesting because it's like this card is literally asking you to slow down, to smell the roses, to relax, to enjoy aroma and touch and pleasure and the beautiful things. Learning to disconnect from the world and cherish the simplicities, to indulge in your own sacred feminine energy. Eat things that bring you pleasure. Play, unwind. especially with the current climate and all the things that are going on simultaneously. It's like those who are the overlords of what it is you watch, your television, your movies, your news, they are overlords because they can construct a narrative. And if you consume too much of it, you will fall into their predictive programming of the zeitgeist. Ground yourself in the beauty and wonder and merriment of what is freely around you. Disconnect from those things that maybe you've lost sight of that actually are bringing quite a bit of tension to you. Right. Reflect on what brings you joy and pleasure in such a way that it slows you down and helps you be present. Consider writing a list of 5 practices that will help you to enter such a state. This might include time in nature or with animals, being in the sun and letting yourself become pleasantly drowsy, taking a brisk hike, taking a nap on a rainy afternoon, which is what we have today, or immersing yourself in a wonderful book or a scented bath. Simple indulgences and pleasures. It's like it's time to put to bed certain things and, awaken others. Release the stress. It's like you almost don't. For me, it's like when you go to the beach and there's so much preparation to get there. Like depending on your mode of travel, like whether you're driving, you're picking up friends, you're taking the train, like whatever it is, are you bringing snacks, cooler? Like there's all these things that go into a beach day, and you finally get there, and you're like, oh. Or you can, if you just got a couple hours, right? You just go. It's just like, and you just plop, right? There's the overthinking, and then there's just the like, I'm just gonna wing it. Those winging it days often turn out to be the most amazing. This card is also one of protection. Beset. We're getting very close to that portal, the 555. Hi. It's a very important date. It's a very important shift. Ground, be present. Don't allow negative energies and entities to impact you to where, you allow minute interference. And that's all it is at this point. Remember who you are and what you've gone through, not as a place of victim, but a place of triumph, of knowing that adversity and obstacle do nothing more than propel you. See, that energy of sovereign, it's huge. Isn't there like a big Mary celebration in May? Like, hold on, get down. Isn't that what the whole maypole celebration's about? I don't know. I was getting something about the maypole. First day of May. They dance around the maypole. Ancient Europe. It's a fertility symbol. Pentecost. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. I get that on both. The they play too much. They play too much. Oh, I mean, stop. Don't bite me. Um, the symbolism, right? The pole is a very phallic, masculine symbol, right? And you have all the maids dancing around it with the ribbons, braiding it, that sort of thing, right? If you get it, you get it. And then the Pentecost, right? When the Holy Spirit was ignited, the crown chakra. There's, anyway, it's always a deeper meaning, though. Interesting. This is a very pagan celebration, the maypole thing. It ties into, Great Britain, Ireland, all of that, the Celtic or Celtic religion or people, excuse me. Um, but we've been getting energy of people playing with jinns and different things. Queen Mab is the queen of the Fae. I mean, there's a lot of different types of Fae out there, okay? So that's interesting. I got chills. Ooh, I got chills. It's very much giving initiation. Protectors of the light. These are both warrior energies. And they both see in different realms. Ooh, interesting. Hey everybody, good morning. Grand Rising. Holy Spirit, what is it that we are to connect from this? We've yeah, ascension, initiation, warriors of the light. Transformation. Oh yeah, it's the death card. You're going through a rebirth. See? 13, right. Wow. All right. They're funny. They're playing the gorillas. I'm happy, feeling glad I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless. It's almost like you need to like really decompress. Right. See, it's that energy. Like, I definitely get that. Like, you need a massage because, like, you're growing in spiritual strength. Like, you need to do things for yourself right now because I just get the sensation that life's going to get better in a lot of ways, but there's a reason why they're pointing to this whole like spiritual warrior energy. The fight never ends. It kind of metamorphoses into something else, like new levels, new what exactly. Just leave it at that. But they want you to relax, and that way the things that maybe subconsciously on your mind don't manifest. Right, bring balance and harmony. Not to mention, this card also speaks of triumph and success over um, whatever sort of issues you might be experiencing in the current. It's almost like you're gonna look forward to these obstacles, if you will, because better and exciting and more clever ways will be given to you. Through your communication and meditation practices with spirit on how to overcome all of these things. It's going to open up a lot of different avenues, is what I'm getting. It's like, see what I mean? Like, it's going to give you a chance to really flex and stretch your spiritual muscle. The nimbleness of a cat. You're being reminded you always, oh, thank you. You're like you always land on your feet. You know what I mean? Like that spiritual strength, crown chakra energy. Um, you have like a Jacob's organ. And it's no mistake, right? Because Jacob's ladder, climbing the dimensions of heaven, peaking type shit. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it was. Hold on, I don't even want to say that. I just want to check it real quick. Right, Genesis narrative, Jacob's ladder. He heard the voice of God who repeated many of the blessings upon him coming from the top of probably a mountain. Hold on. Right. His name was given to him as Israel, right? Out of you will be born many nations. Right. Jacob had 12 sons, right? Through four women, right? We keep seeing this four energy. All right. Mm-hmm. there's something to that. No, isn't this? So I'm just reading, y'all. Give me a second, right? Because it says the name Israel was given to Jacob following the episode of his wrestling with the angel, right? Is epitomized. No, no. Okay, they're breaking down the Hebrew. We're not going to get into all of that. To rule, contend, have power, prevail over. A prince has thou power with God. So understand, all right, all right, all right. I'm just trying to process it myself in real time because they gave it to me, right? Okay. Mm. On oftentimes I touch on the difference between, not because I'm like experienced with other types of initiation, because I'm not a joiner, like I'm just not. But I am very abreast on what it is to be initiated by the divine, and that is a much more difficult process because it requires dedication and strength that you didn't know you had to yourself. It's just different. I don't know how to explain it. It's not to be explained, it's to be experienced, which it seems to be the running theme of the last couple of days. Like, it's hard to articulate it unless you've been through it. Like, you just know. But to be initiated by God, right? By the divine. You know, we often talk about the great tempter, all of these things was an angel of God, right? So even when it says here that he wrestled against an angel, I haven't done enough reading, and I definitely don't remember if it specifies which one. But at the same time, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, right? But to have the intestinal fortitude, that's different. That's what Jacob showed. He was worthy of being renamed with the name El built in. He got an upgrade. That name change indicated an upgrade. And with those upgrades, this indicates blessings too. Don't get it twisted. Think about what happens after that. The 12 tribes that everyone's fighting, or comes out of that, from that upgrade. But if you look at his life, it wasn't all peaches and cream. To whom much is given, much is required. I feel like you're being given, let's just say, the little phase that have been in the gens that have been bothering you are being removed. The henchman. She's here to pull back her henchmen. Everyone has a job to do. Funny enough, some of you have actually spent time in that realm, in a different lifetime. All right, we just gonna let that go. People often talk about the ancient Egyptian royal bloodlines. There are many royal bloodlines. People get lost on what's earthly. Many parallels. Sometimes you get glimpses. Sometimes they intermingle. See? The illumination, third eye, crown, heaven. See? Mm, yeah, see? Y'all got some upgrades. See? Now they'll work with you. You've earned the respect. I feel like finding out that you were of this, the Egyptian, like that was one level. Not to be dismissed. It's not. Now you're awakening to what I just said, that we have karma to clear on so many levels. It's not even funny, okay? You've passed this. Who knows what's to come? Wow. There she comes. Had to. Yeah. Peace has been brokered. See? Peace has been brokered. Y'all know who you are. You've been going through it. Exactly. It had to come out. It just did. It just had to. Okay? You're fine. You're entering into a period of balance, right? Peace. You got to see it, right? Accept it. Lift your head, okay? I feel like that's very important. This was a very humbling experience. There's a lot of reverence here. All the heads are bowed. A lot of humility here. This is very much giving me, it's funny, like the hangman, like someone not feeling worthy. It's because the prayer hands are pointed down. Because there's like a recognition of bringing things onto oneself. It's like as you go through this, the spiritual karma clearing and balancing your scales, being open to this process of becoming illuminated. It's the best way of putting it. Of becoming this spiritual warrior. I feel like when you begin to meditate going forward, your third eye is going to allow you to see, like, it's not your eyes, it's the third eye. So in this place of meditation, you will see different realms. It's like starting to see all the bits and pieces, all the different beings that help to keep everything in its place. Some of you had to learn silence. I get that too. How much could have been avoided had you said less? But again, this is a part of someone's healing process. You know, because when you're inner, when the wounded child is at play, let's just say that, there is an innate sort of attention seeking behavior that transpires, which is very self sabotaging. Mm. It's really, it's rough because it feels like someone's had the whole of humanity in essence. Every type of way in which um, you could be sat down has happened, but it's been for your benefit. It's for you to rely solely on source. I needed some water. Whew. I feel like you're gonna notice. Say what? Where'd you go? Shoot. Oh, one of this plant season. Anyway, your light body has increased. Like your aura is brighter. Like very, very bright. Like very bright. Like even if you were to look in your phone, like you're gonna notice it's just different. Like you've literally had this light body activation. And we're again going back to this portal that we're approaching. It's really important for you to ground, to breathe. This is a lot of people, we all have different interpretations depending on what we're experiencing of angel numbers. A lot of folks see 555 as a negative. I do not. Um, when you look up the energy of the number 5, it's like Ganesh, right? People often say the name wrong. He is the Lord of obstacles, not the destroyer of them. That means he can place them there for your benefit and growth and fortification, but he could also remove them when you've learned what he needs you to learn. For those of you who have learned about the different pantheons and deities, not from a place of worship, but from a spiritual understanding of what they represent. You know, traditionally, like speaking, there's, I don't know if it's true or not, but a lot of folks have been at least taught, or it's been implied that elephants are scared of mice, right? Because they can run up their nose or whatever, whatever. Um, and it's funny that in Hinduism, Ganesh is often uh, correlated and linked to mice, rats, and different things, right? And so something that it gets, you know, in nature, it makes them move. It can make like a stampede, you know what I mean? No one wants to see these multi-tons animals go running in any direction because it could clear the path, but it also causes a lot of destruction, right? Not the, something's in an elephant's way, it will remove it, right? It's got no problem using its trunk and tusk and moving shit. Like, so there's this interesting parallel. You can move out of fear or you can move out of power. You can examine what frightens you and study it and grow from it, or you can be reactive. This is this process. It's a lot of full circle energy. Loop, loop. All in healing the wounded child. And I say that because look where the mended heart is. This wounding was preventing, right, the things that were unspoken. But I do feel like that sword dropped and it came tumbling out. It's pretty neat, y'all. See? Material and financial changes, triumphant success. That's the energy of the 555. Literally, just making it to this portal, for those of you who have been struggling, look, this is, I mean that. That is the absolute truth. They like, that's the double truth. Yes. Don't allow yourselves to be pulled down, right? Indulge in the simple things. It's like the cavalry is here. It's huge. Hold on. I want to stop it. Thank you. Did I lose y'all? Oh, okay. Yeah. Look, see, there's another 5. See? Listen to the voice of God. That's the other thing pulling up Jacob, right? He went climbing, right? He was listening. Although when I clicked it, it didn't take me to that. It's kind of irritating when they do that. You know, if the divine has shown you a vision, shown you a dream of your destiny, of your future, hold on to it. You're about to be really lifted up. If you're not experiencing this now, yeah. Like all your chakras are really lit up. When this is out, all the rest of them are in alignment. Whew, mm, just mark my words. New beginnings, the waiting game. 555. I'm excited for this. Your sacrifices will not have been in vain. In the meantime, right? Do simple things that bring yourself happiness and joy. I mean that. Like, and you were, you know what I mean? Like, you're, again, it's the death card energy. You were going through this rebirth, like the phoenix. The other day, I was getting that energy that the phoenix has finally fallen. The ash, like, it's time to be reborn. The old self must die. Like, that's what's happening right now. And so if things seem slow, if things seem sluggish, if you feel disillusioned or wound up or whatever it is that just has you just, you know, go with it. Go with it. You're quite literally being recalibrated. It's interesting because I really do feel like a great majority of people on their spiritual paths, they dibble, they dabble, they find themselves in all sorts of rooms, if you will. You know, if you ever go to like a carnival, right? There's different tents. You don't know. You pop in this one, you pop in that one. That's the whole point. You're experimenting. You're just seeing what they have. And there's been this process, right? For those who somehow came into their spiritual walk by way of, let's just say, practical magic, okay? That's how they got you into the door. But it's so much bigger than that. Like your energy, your essence, who you are, your purpose, it's bigger than that. And so they were like, okay, let's show you some basic stuff, right? And then it was all for this grand sort of illumination. So, yeah, you might have found out through maybe joining some other things that that wasn't the right way. So you had to go through a little something because of you opening that door. Still the work of the divine with the three of the Trinity energy, right? But again, it's all to get you here. They had to get you to the fundamentals, the foundations. They had to elevate you. But your higher self knew you could handle it. Truly did. It was right there with you the whole time, like, they'll be fine. Hmm. You know, Michael, the interesting thing about your question is that you have already determined your success. What you put out, what you believe, the universe will match. They will. But doubt and worry cannot live in the same space as faith. That's having the doors open in both sides of the house. It's not very energy efficient. And success is a very subjective statement. Success is not the same to everyone. It's a relative statement. Do you have your goals listed out? Have you done the things that are required of you to keep you focused and motivated? Do you have your, I'm going to get this shit done today, this shit done this week, this month, this year, 6 months from now, 3 months from now? Are you organizing your life into a way in which will be successful for what you are trying to accomplish? Know it. And I mean that. Know it. Like, no one's going to believe in you the way you believe in you and what you're trying to accomplish. I mean, it is like ludicrous speed for those of you who've watched Spaceballs. Like, you, that's the vision. That's the type of faith and belief in self that is required for success. Knowing that those simple laws of the universe, make them work for you, co-create. Are you surrounding yourself with people who are examples of what it is you want to succeed? Are you reaching out to these people? Men, like, really, there's ways of becoming successful. But like I said, it's a very relative thing. Success for some is, I'm out the projects. Success for some is, wow, I finished college. Success for others is, I have a happy, healthy family, happy marriage. Some people, I'm a doctor and da 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 da. I'm an accomplished writer. Some people are like, hey, I learned to ride the fucking bike. Like, no one taught me. I figured it out. Wow, I feel great. It's one of those things, you know? You have to first be a success in your mind, in your heart, knowing that what you're putting out, what you're offering, is that. You know what I mean? Like, it's the bee's knees. I don't need to pull cards for that. That's not working with the laws of attraction. You are or you aren't. You know, I like some of the little segments I catch on the shorts. You know, Jim Carrey's evolution is amazing. But he was talking about, it was an old interview from like maybe 1996 or 7 or something, maybe later. I don't know. But he wrote himself a $10 million check and put it in his wallet with a date on it. And over time, he said it got destroyed and mangled in the wallet and da 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 da. And right before the year ended that he had put, I think it was like December 1995, he got a call saying he was going to get 10 million for making Dumb and Dumber. I mean, stand-up comedian, you know, jack of all hilarities. You got to have that sort of faith in yourself. You ain't got to say how or why or when. Let the universe know, right? Set it and forget it. Don't even worry about what it's going to happen, right? Just do your part. You have to do your part. They'll meet you right where you at. But I also feel like balance in any pursuit is extremely important. Never do you want to look back and feel some sort of way about the things you did not explore, the love you didn't have, the chances you didn't take. That's part of being the spiritual warrior too, knowing. Years ago I met a prophet, and he world renowned, travels I love this guy. I do, because he inspired me in a way that I didn't realize one could be inspired. But when people invite him to come speak at their church, to potentially prophesize over their congregation, whatever it is, he doesn't worry about anything. I mean, nothing. Not how he's going to travel, not what he's going to eat, not where he's going to sleep. It's always taken care of, because he's appreciated. And I mean that he's appreciated. And the people who invite him to be in their, communities. They got his lodgings covered, they got his transportation, like everything. It's amazing when you really live in this state of pure faith what can be truly accomplished, because you're not worried about the nuts and bolts of the 3D. You're serving a higher purpose. Be open to the whole process of it all. I do feel like for some of you, you're about to start experiencing people very differently, from a much more compassionate place. You're going to see this. You're going to see the woundedness in humanity. Your presence actually is going to help shift and uplift these burdens from people. Just your presence. I like that a lot. That's a very beautiful talent, isn't it? Look, discovery and direction. Reawaken your sense of discovery and expedition. Like I said, your very presence and then direction. Clarify what you were seeking, so that path becomes clear, right? From the darkness into the light, like a lotus. Exactly. Connect to the energetic world of our soul, where compassion and unconditional love reside. This is exactly what's going on. Ooh, you about to take the show on the road. You've served your purpose and your function, to those who which this is resonating with, right? You're gonna be moving. I'm just being honest. I don't see what's coming next as stable. I see it as you taking your show on the road, whatever that means. Is that the only one? Yeah, discovery. Reawaken your sense of discovery and expedition. Right. I know what I'm talking about. Like, this has not been in vain. You know, it's so funny. It's 7 and 9, right? What's in between them? 8, right? It's movement, direction, abundance. Don't worry about the mundane. I mean that. Right, light. Weave your spells by the light of the stars and listen to your inner voice. That's why we was talking about Jacob's ladder. You about when I move, you move, just like that. Hey, DJ, bring that back. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Snake came out reverse. Okay. Now, what's funny about this card coming out in reverse, what it says is be sensitive to your healing abilities towards yourself and others. I don't think so. I feel like you're going to have to hit it. No, we're not going to say it that way. That's not right. Um, you're going to have to be bold and direct. Okay? Unabashed is what they're saying. There's no need to be sensitive, because sensitivity is not how you get noticed. You understand? Like, so when you're being instructed to say certain things, say it. When you're instructed to do certain things, do it. It's just that simple. Okay? It's just that simple. Now, ironically enough, years ago when I first started all of this, right? Now, I've learned many, 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 many lessons. But those lessons aren't necessarily pertinent here. Um, but what I will say about all of that, when you learn why they call spirits mean alcohol, right? And when you're first getting into this sort of thing, sometimes it does help. And I'm not encouraging anyone to drink. I'm just telling you about my experience. To remove the wall of sensitivity, right? Because when spirit has something to say, you have to say, because that animation, that whatever it is, those are telltale signs of those personalities. It's how you're going to connect to people to let them know that, oh my gosh, you really are channeling da 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 da. So you really do need to be your authentic self. You cannot actually tamp it down. You've actually just got to go like you on a roast. You know what I mean? Like if this was a comedy special roast type thing. You're not there to hurt nobody's feelings, but you gotta just be your authentic self. I cannot stress that enough. Right. And also, I'm gonna tell you like this. Know why you don't need to be sensitive towards your healing abilities and towards yourself or others? Because look, who was sensitive towards you when you was going through all the, not even being funny, no tea, no shade. It's not about being mean. It's just what it is. No one gets your hand held through this shit. That's just not the way it works. It's abrupt. It's altering. It's triggering. It is what it is. So you know what I mean. You gotta add them. So the you know what I mean. You gotta do the Lauren Hill joint. You just gotta go with it. All right. So see. I don't know who they just called dirty, but they called somebody dirty in Spanish. So I don't know. That's not my culture nor my background, so I don't understand. But I don't know who you was thinking about. They maybe that's what you got to do. You got to keep it dirty. You got to keep it, all the way. Maybe playing too much sometimes. I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm getting different energies. I'm gonna put these back. It's not really flowing with here. But if spirit pulls somebody away from you, just say thank you, because rejection is protection. Okay. If all of a sudden somebody you were supposed to hook up with or hang out with, and they can't come through, they having car problems, they dirty. I mean that dirty offer. I don't know what's going on with they health and but that's not something you want to deal with. Okay. And what's crazy is that this person may all of a sudden just block you on all this. It's something like that, and I was be careful. Just be careful, and don't. If spirit take it from you, just let it be gone. You understand what I'm saying? It's for your own protection. All right, we're gonna try these. Wait. No, how soon will this show be taken on the road for people? Woo! Yeah, this is real. Look. Like literally, you about to get your ass up within an hour. I'm not kidding. We are currently in the Mercury retrograde, and you know what? The 5-5. We are currently in eclipse season. We're between two right now. The 5-5-5 is the next eclipse. So don't play with me, son. Know what I'm saying? And I'm just happy, like I'm in the really, yeah. I cut the next 2 days, son. Mm-hmm. I don't even need to play with that no more. Y'all funny with that. They're like, yeah, you asked right. Immediately. Immediately. Let's see, where might you be going? I didn't pull out the map. That's not what this is. Look, transit, bus, train, trolley, right? Mass transit. Look, some of y'all might go visit somebody who's incarcerated, right? You might minister there. I don't know. There could be some sort of parade. I don't know. A pool if the weather's nice. But you, oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting how they put that, right? See, that's, can I say that? Can I say that? I don't know if you know that the buses, the trains, and the tunnels and shit, those are portals, right? Right. A lot of lost souls be in these prisons, right? A lot of random energies come out for the parades, right? Because there's makeup and mask and pageantry and all of these things. And then the pool is an amplifier, right? So I really do feel like you're going to be led to places where people are truly in a place of heartache and loss. Wow. When I say Jesus got the will, I mean this shit. Y'all about to find out. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Right. You may find yourself communicating with people that you wouldn't often communicate with. This is the messenger. Or you might even find yourself revisiting places that are very familiar, like you're just drawn to. I'll give you a great example of what success looks like with like you know, bedhead, don't care type energy, right? Years ago I went to Paris, right? But before that, I just remember being young and was like, I'm going to Paris. I want to go. That it was just that simple. I just was like, I want to go. Never thought about it like that again. Never like looked at plane tickets, nothing. I mean nothing. Just went on about life because life was life, and the shit's been intense. It's been real. Earth is a mother. Anyway, but I love it here. I do. It's fun. But that being said, right? And then one day, out of the clear blue, a literal, it arrives. It arrives. It arrives. And I find myself there in Paris. Like, it was a blessing. It was a genuine blessing. Like, all the way around. There's no other explanation for it whatsoever besides the universe finally found a way of answering my requests. And I mean, it was like, I don't know what I was watching. It's something when I was young. I used to love old movies, black and white, just big Hollywood productions. Those, when people really could act. It might have been like Funny Face, some Audrey Hepburn. I don't know. It was something old, I'm telling you. And I was like, oh, that'd be so cool. Da 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 da, the Louvre. And, and that was it. And lo and behold, I find myself, bam, bam. So just never doubt that they listening, that they hear you, right? So don't worry about it. That's my point in saying that. Wherever you're about to go, don't worry about it. Wherever you're being led, don't worry about it. You are safe. You will have food in your belly, money in your pocket. It'll be fine. I just need you to know that. I mean, this is huge because I don't feel like you're gonna be putting down some roots for quite some time with this. Like really. Hmm. Right. You may literally run into somebody you haven't talked to in a month of Sundays on a train somewhere. They tell you somebody that you lost contact with that you may have been looking for, right? is locked up somewhere, right? Find yourself there. Who knows? Like, it's just interesting how this looks. There could actually be, because that's Cinco de Mayo. The next eclipse, that there's usually a parade or celebration, at least in my city. Who knows? You might find yourself, a pool is any number of things. It didn't say swimming pool. It could be a watering hole. It could be a gazing pool, reflective pool. It doesn't really matter. But there's some sort of correlation. There could be a parade route that's near a reflecting pool. It makes me think of DC for some reason, but whatever. Some of y'all may find yourself at a theme park. Pate, bike trail, gym. Oh, it is. Hey, it is prom season. Y'all gonna look so pretty. If you're not 18, get off my channel. I love you. Bye. Um, right. You may find yourself being, you know, led to take up a trade or something like that. You just never know. Like, you're on the move though. Some of you could be told, start driving Uber or Lyft or something like that, because you never know who's going to be in and out, the people you could meet, connect, the lost souls you could save, and you just never know. Shit. I bet you it's a bunch of lost souls in that bitch. All I'm going to say, the difference between 20 something me and me now, oh my God, it's night and day. Night and day. Because I did. I used to really enjoy, like, going to the clubs and strip. Like, it was fun. It was nothing to me. Like, it was just a fun night. And now I'll be like, it's not judgmental. It's something spiritual about it. It's just weird. I still think it's very entertaining because it takes skills to do that shit. We do not talk shit. That takes skills. You be like, you can hold on. I'm like, that sound like it hurt though. There's a lot of upper body strength. Like, it's just different. I was really hoping they would make it an Olympic sport. I had heard that like 5 Olympics back now, like they were gonna put it in the Summer Olympics because it really is a workout. Um, wow. Some of you could be led to a mosque, whether you're Muslim or not. See? Yeah, some of you should be familiarizing yourselves with the whole Airbnb policies. I'm telling you, you really about to start. You're not going to be stationary much longer. Like, somebody could call you in an hour talking about, hey, you want to take this trip with me? That would not be a bad thing. Some of y'all really do need a break from your everyday. We started with that you needed to grind. Maybe that's what all you've been doing is grinding it out. Like, you need a little R&R. Truly, you do, to balance out everything. All right. Somebody about to get an upgrade. Like, seriously, you about to go from being Jacob to Israel. All right. That's. Mm. You ready? You ready? For my music people, you know where that sound bite comes from. What are things that they need to pay attention to as you call them? Look, you need to talk to strangers, angels in disguise. See what I mean? Like, don't you forget about me. Meditate. Retail therapy. Careful with this. I'm talking to myself. I feel like I put that bitch to bed. Like, no more retail therapy. Do something for your ancestors, right? But pay attention to what they're saying to you. Delegate some responsibilities, okay? You'll know what that means, especially for those of you who literally carry the weight of the world. Hey, my little Atlas people, some of y'all need to see a chiropractor, right? Delegate some of those responsibilities. You need a little adjustment. They're not talking to me. I promise you, they're not talking to me. One day I'll just show y'all the plants. It's not me. Some of y'all need a plant. Okay. Pay attention, right, to your, because I feel like when it says pray in this, I feel like your prayers are being answered. Pay attention, right? Because this is my love. Oh, music. The time. I feel like you're going to receive like angel numbers with the time, and then explore. I told you. Yeah. All right. Just see. You gotta get up, get out, and do something. Yeah, even if you just window shop, you know what I mean? Talk to strangers and different things like that. You might even see people who kind of favor your ancestors and different things. That's going to be a telltale sign for you to be like, oh, they around me, right? If you start seeing doppelgangers and shit of people from your, you're like, huh, you look like my Aunt May. I don't have an Aunt May. I'm just throwing that out there. Um, but you're going to see that. Definitely going to see that. This could also be a vehicle. I don't know. Time Explorer, I don't know. Ooh. I'm gonna leave that alone. But that's exciting. There's different people, right? And so I feel like that's just things to pay attention to. That's just not one giant sort of like, look for this, look for that. No, 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 no. Some of you who have no plants, I mean that, you don't have anything. Get a plant. You need something living around you. You don't even have a pet. Get a plant. Air plants are pretty simple. You just drop them in water for an hour once a week, and they get the rest of their nutrients from the air. It just get a plant. You can't kill them. Some of you do. I know it's been tight or something like that, but you need to go and do something that makes yourself feel good. Even if it's just trying on clothes. My teenage self used to love just going and play dress up. I did. Oh my god. Yeah. Me and my two girlfriends, we used to go to like Strawbridges and Clothier, right? They had a great like this time of year, all the cotillion dresses and prom dresses. Oh my god, that bitch bugging. These sales ladies, they was like, "Oh, is it your junior?" Like it was just so funny. They just knew they was about to get a commission. Mm-mm. Oh, I can't decide. Like, oh, that shit was so fun. What else you do when you're a teenager, right? Like, come on now. Now I guess y'all sit in y'all rooms and create avatars and you know go into the metaverse. I don't know. What do teenagers do now? Um, some of you may like history too with the whole time explorer. You might want to actually explore certain timelines that you're drawn to throughout history. Same thing with music. Like there's certain things that you feel some sort of way about it. Some of you very well could be like gospel or even the Psalms because people often forget you pray the Psalms, but that's music. The Psalms are actual music. They're melodies and all that fun shit that go along with them. This is self-explanatory. Like if you have people to help you, ask. Yeah, the rest of them are just like that. I don't know. I felt the need to go back through them because I don't want anybody thinking it's a giant grouping. It's not. How long? I don't know. Oh, wow. I can be really long-winded, I say. All right. I knew your little ass had to come out. Watch me work. That is a lot of mental energy, y'all. We people just want to know. They like, what is the secret? Some of us are just born this way. You better play the Lady Gaga music. I was born this way. That is so funny. I don't even want to give him that much help. I don't. I don't. Because that's just ridiculous. You got people, right, really trying to figure out how the fuck do you manifest. And I mean that. Like, just all up in your Kool-Aid. All up in what you, like, just curious. I mean, just curious. Like, how the fuck are you able to just pull this shit down from the ethers? Like just, what? I was born this way. That is some sassy, sassy shit right there. Y'all funny. Like, there's a whole bunch of people. I mean, a whole bunch. They so mad. They plies mad. I mean, they act like they for you, but they only in your energy because they trying to figure out how the fuck do you manifest? How do you alchemize? How do you do these things? They're like, it can't just be faith because you have the Fool and the Ace of Swords, but it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. Like, literally. See, the Six of Cups, right? You know, people, like, they keep thinking and reflecting. Every time they think they got it figured out, it's deeper than that. It's called past life privilege. Y'all can stop playing with my bottle right now. Mm. High ancestors, I love y'all. I do. Yes, yes. These are skills and talents brought forth. So if you was a magician and an alchemist before, you bring that with you. Yes. If you were all knowing before, you're bringing it with you. Like, This this is just funny. Y'all curious about somebody who been a magician before the word was even a thing. Like this is the fundamentals of the universe. This is the type of energy and essence that y'all trying to be curious about. It's not your business. It's not your place. This is who they are. They've always been this energy from the beginning. Like lifetime after lifetime. This is their energy. There's nothing. There's nothing. You can't tap into it. You can't call to it. You can't. No, this is them. I don't know. I don't know. Some people refer to it as the Merlin, but it feels deeper than that. It feels deeper than that. I don't know what was before Thoth, but it's deeper than that. This is the pure energy. Like when we talk about the major arcanas and tarot and universal precepts and things, this is what we're referring to here. It's that deep. This is just who they are. Lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. This is who they are. It's bestowed to this person. No matter if they're male or if it doesn't matter. Like, this is them. They couldn't reject it if they wanted to. This is their burden. Like, this is who they are. They have to carry this. This is that. This. You don't know the responsibility that comes with something like this. That's not enviable. And I know you do because I see y'all in the background back there like, why wasn't it me? Because you weren't born to be that. See? See? This is why we were talking about Mauve and Faye and all. You don't, it's different. They couldn't reject it. Look, this is who you are. They like sitting there. You think, what's funny is that some people, they want to party. They just want to be regular schmegular. They just want to have some friends, some family, they just want to chill. Sit under a palm tree somewhere, relax. But no, no, handpicked. Boom, take the fucking cup. They like, I don't want the cup. Jonah. How many times you want to be swallowed and spat out before you just accept fine madness? What? This is who they are. This is their truth. This is their path. This is their walk. This is what they are. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can learn. You can learn, but it doesn't matter. This is a cosmic force. There's nothing you can fucking do. Leave them alone. That's all I can say. Leave them alone. They don't get a choice. You see, this is everlasting energy. It's infinity. Infinity and beyond. Some Buzz Lightyear shit. Are you fucking daft? Like, you don't get a choice. Free will is an earth thing. It's not a spirit thing. It's not a soul thing. It's a flesh thing. We are all created to be who we are created to be. Period, point blank. Period, point blank. That's why what's meant for you will always find you. It don't matter what they do. If somebody tried to suppress it, oppress it, it don't matter. Even if every time you arrived here, somebody tried to, straight up just, it don't matter. You just keep coming, you will keep cycling through. And you would always be curious. You would always be inquisitive about what's that. You would always find your way down this path, no matter what. No matter what, you're always going to find your way down this path because this is who you're meant to be. It doesn't matter what form. It does not matter how long it takes. You're always going to arrive at this apex. at this position to be this person, right? That's it. There's no getting around it. Every time. That every time. You're always, and each time the curiosity and the urge and the knowing, it's stronger. I mean, look at this evolution. We really jump from the Page of Swords to the King. Okay? Okay? Like it gets more intense, the gifts. It's like each time you learn how to use a different tool. This shit's wild. Yeah, there's just no. This is just what this is. They don't get a choice. No, 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 no. I've never seen this in my cards before. Oh, this is what always will keep them separated. I'm also seeing that with the Nine of Pentacles here. You have the six over here and the three over there. This is what always set them apart from everyone else. This is who they are at their core, at their foundation. Like, I really, this is crazy because I really feel like every ancient teaching from the dawn of time has stemmed from this energy. That's wild. From the very beginning, like, I mean that, like, from going back to like Lemurian, when the energies were one, and the splitting and that knowledge and choice. That whoever this is, mm, mm, talk to strangers, angels in disguise. They always arrive back here because, again, it's their essence. Like, they know. This is different. This is really different. They just know. It would be more work to reject their path, their calling, who they're meant to be, than it would be just to say okay and work with the universe, or work with the higher calling. This it Right. It would be too much. It would be way too much. Trying to reject it, trying to run from it, busy oneself from what they know. I just want to see who would be considered that. I've never heard of this one. Guardian Angel Jabba Maya, also known as the Angel of Alchemy. First of all, his name means God who creates everything with his word. Do you see? Jesus, Lord? Okay. Therefore, his superior, he's, excuse me, therefore, his superior is Archangel Gabriel. All right. See what I mean? All right. That makes so much sense. See, y'all just like playing with people. You do. You just like playing with people. Y'all, yeah, y'all do. But that's okay. I love y'all still. What's that? The word. In the beginning was the word. starting to freak me out with this because it's I have literally never heard of this angel. That is not surprising. There are many. Right. The angel of divine alchemy, transformation, and metamorphosis. Isn't that what we've been talking about? The 13 energy, that the phoenix dying and being reborn. All right. All right. Okay. And he transforms evil forces into good, which is what the whole um what she was talking about. These two, right? See, overcoming negativities and things like that. Lord, I did. I shuffled them, didn't I? Yeah, I did. That's okay. Okay. He has the ability to transform anything. Anything. Remember little Nikki? I'm just saying, as just an example, when demons was using like negative things, Nikki was like throwing butterflies and rabbits and flowers at him, like, and he was like, "No, we're not doing that." And he would just saying. He regenerates ill cells and tissues and facilitates the healing process. Oh man, leave me alone. I'm not comparing you to little Nikki. I'm just using it for visual effects. How you can alchemize negativity into positivity. You know what I mean? Just with the power of your word. It's like when people talk about doing return to senders, like you can do all sorts of return to senders. You really can. Some are I'm not gonna say more effective than others. I'm not. It really comes down to your faith in the power of your word. It really does. Like that's just what it is. I said what I said. That's let your yes be your yes and your no be your no type shit, right? And so if I say go back from which you came, then that's the fuck I mean, and that's where it's going. Bam, done, right? But that is knowing the power of your word. It's just different. Um, it says he revitalizes you when you are feeling lazy or fatigued. This beautiful angel restores the harmony not only in your body but also in your daily life, right? We were talking about Ganesh. We were talking, oh my god, see how it all correlates. People take many forms, you know what I mean? Or like these energies take many forms. Like time has been time eternal. So, no matter what we think, we can measure and mark by our own instruments and shit. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Radiocarbon dating, they will find a better way of actually dating things. They have not yet, but it will come because it's so bogus. It's so fucking bogus. The system's been beat many, many, many times. The same way you can be trained to beat a lie detector, the same way radiocarbon dating is ineffective. Okay? Mm, it's crazy. Like, how? How do you do it? No. Why am I hearing Eminem? I am whatever you say I am. Y'all play too much. Right. Oh my gosh. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad I kept reading. It says Jabaya. Wait. Jabamia. Right. Brings transformation. He uses spirituality to transform the society, but he also brings love and teaches you how to love others unconditionally. He is an excellent spiritual guide. He guides you through your path as becoming a spiritual healer, right? We're talking about spiritual warriors. Um, let me see. He also has a connection with death. He brings um, consolation, right, to console someone, and strength to accompany a dying person, right? See, I love this. I love this because we've been picking up all of these energies for a while. We felt the energy of death, and I tried to explain that that's a free agent. It doesn't. You can't command. There's just levels to this shit. You see how we discussed that Archangel Gabriel is the overseer. You see, like everybody's got a boss, even in the spiritual world. So even when people call on their ancestral practices and those deities that they call them, entities that they pray, right? They all answer to something. Okay, everybody got a boss. But those who've been initiated, going back to what we began talking about from the beginning, your boss is the Most High. Like you answer to Source directly. That's it. You got one boss from time eternal. Like that's it. You answer to Source. And so when you are already connected to the top, does the chain of command that others must follow apply to you? It does not. Just know that. Like that's why you'd be asking me like, do you know who Death actually works for? Do you understand this whole process? And I've tried to use tarot and the constellations and as the gas of time expands and contracts, right? And how what was once only counted as, you know, 10 it expanded to 12 and then eventually 13 and all of these things over time. The maiden, right? Virgo, the constellation of Virgo, right? The only feminine energy in the heavens, right? Of course, is conceived and considered as the alchemist, as the magician, because why? Women carry life, they birth, they create. Makes perfect sense, right? Okay. Then you have those scales, Libra energy. Then death, right? Scorpionic energy. The only sign that changes forms, that actually has two images, that of the eagle and that of the scorpion, right? So there's this connection between the creator of life in this alchemical process of the transmutation and the metamorphosis of energy, of it from one form to the other. In those scales, right? That delicate balance between life and death. Okay, it's a thing. It's a real thing. In the same way, there are agents of the dark that maintain that balance. There are agents of the light that maintain those balances. Everybody has a job to do. If you ever watch Touched by an Angel, you'd be like, oh, that's a nice way to go, right? They come over, they tap you. Hey, you know, they kind of let you know, don't be scared. Life's about to change. You're gonna move into this realm. And then think about the movie Ghost, where the demons came and got him. Just saying, there's two different ways. There's there's the I did everything right and I'm good with the Lord, and then there's I was an absolute scumbag, and you know your bill is due. It's you know, we've on this channel we've discussed the divine trinity, right? And we've also talked about the demonic. Like there's always a balance, you know, like that's the light side, that's the dark side, you know, like but they equally coexist on the same spectrum. Like, okay, it's different, but it's the same. But it's different. I really like this is they're telling you these people are earth angels. Like quite literally, you yourself could be one and not recognize it, right? And that, like you know what I mean? Like you could feel certain ways, but They haven't, like, we saw the crown chakra, right? Hold on. We saw balance. We saw heartache and law, spiritual strength, crown chakra, right? Right. Is there anything else? Now look, it's about to be cool because I feel like they've had you suppressed for a while. Man. But it's all been for your benefit. Look, we got new beginnings, authority. Look, about this awareness about who you are. Yeah, right. Like I said, you don't get to reject. I moved the cards, but that Four of Cups, like, you don't get to reject this. This is just who they are. So you can study these people all you want. You're never gonna get the answer because the truth will stare you in your face, and you won't accept it because you think it's something that can be obtained, and it cannot. It just cannot. You answer to the divine. See, see all the same. Listen, I don't know if heartache, like, it's just funny because I feel like these people back here and in the Six of Wands, like, you have the person being front and center, you know, being made the leader, if you will, spotlight. Those people around them, you know, could actually learn a great deal, and for some, they genuinely do support them. But the majority of those in that crowd, it's more of a place of jealousy and envy because this wouldn't be here. I also feel like if they really knew what was required of them, I don't think you would be so jealous or envious. It looked good from what you see, but if you haven't walked the walk, then you'll never know the struggles that go along with it. All look. Just because someone handles it well. See all the gossiping and the talking and the bullshit, right? Told you they don't really give a fuck about you. But look, that's that Jake going back to Jacob's, like, look, see, he was called. He answered the call, right? He did what was required. Look, look at this shit. Look at all these angels showing up. Don't. Look at that. That's wild. So listen, I really do mean that. Talk to. I feel like people gonna have messages for you. A message. Wow. That's cool. That's really cool. Mm. Somebody has really known who you've been. They've been watching you since you were a child. You must have showed some serious talent early in life. I mean that. Very early in life. Because someone has definitely been keeping tabs. It actually gives me like a steady sort of energy. It's the King of Swords. Like, King of Swords next to the Six of Cups. It really makes me feel like you've had people they've known. And you've just been doing you. Something around the age of 6. I don't know what the fuck you did at 6, but you did something, and they've been watching you ever since, observing you ever since. And it was so innocent. It was something you said. You know that adage, out of the mouths of babes, but it was true. You might have exposed something very innocently, spoke something very innocently, and it was probably quite triggering to someone, but there was no way for a child to know this information, so they knew it had to come from a higher power. Like you were getting messages straight from the top. I almost feel like you might have even predicted the outcome of something. Interesting. You could have even, for some, you could have ministered to somebody. I own that. I didn't like I blocked this out because life got crazy. But someone did remind me that when I was a child, I used to really minister to people. Like it blew my mind because I hadn't really began my awakening at that point. It was in the box of sealed items. But once she said it, it all like came tumbling out. That's interesting. Empathy as well. Super empath. It's crazy because I wish children, not wish, no, not definitely not wish, but that's a heavy burden. It really is. That's a heavy one for a kid to have, and no one around to help explain why they're so sensitive, why they feel so much. It's like you were tested as a child. Shit. I don't like what that's showing me. You really had a near death experience when you were a child. Give me a moment. I don't think you know about it either. It's really giving me like someone was like in this limbo space. And somehow you pulled through. Ooh. But you know, a lot of the great psychics of the world have had mm, a lot of near death experiences. I mean that for some, right? Even just getting here to this realm was a little scary. Are y'all serious? Hold on. No way. They just said something that was so sci-fi. It's crazy. Like I don't know. Like y'all was somebody was in like a NICU and your little ass was like levitating. The fuck? Okay, good. They didn't think it was a good idea for you to leave the hospital. I'll tell you that. Why? Thought it was too risky. Like literally, it was a gamble for you to be by yourself. This is crazy. And look, the Fool and the Nine of Pentacles is here, adjacent to each other, and they come out right here. I don't know what kind of family you were. I don't know. This is strange. I'm just letting you know. I'm really feeling that. Like, you were critical. I don't know if you were premature or what. I don't know. But there was something that happened here. That's a vacuum. I don't like when y'all give me like soul swap energy. I don't. That shit's so weird. But look, see, we have spiritual strength here. We have strength coming out again. That's cool. The divine had absolute faith that you were strong enough for this. For some of you, you were sent here by yourself. I mean, to Earth. And I'm not talking about no near death, nothing like that. Like, you were sent here to do a great mission, like a really great mission. Um, it's so funny. It really, because they're pages, right? It makes me feel like you have siblings in spirit who may not have thought you strong enough to accomplish what you were sent here for. So I feel like they all kind of watching because it's all energy, right? Here you are, Nine of Pentacles, right? You're here on this plane, on this realm. Everything else around you is energy. You have air, thoughts, emotions, water, fire. Like you have all the elementals. But the only practical, real person, Nine of Pentacles shows up twice. This is a singular person who's been sent here to fix. And I mean fix because the Aquarian energy that's popping up everywhere, that's fixed energy, but it serves the collective body. You were tasked by yourself to fix this place. See what I mean? To whom much is given, much is required. Jacob to Israel. Israel. Do you understand? Okay. Yeah. Look. They say you got it. You are the perfect blending of these two masculine and feminine energies. Like you literally have it. Lovers, Star, Two of Cups. See what I mean? Wow. Hangman and Judgment. I don't like. I know what I'm getting. I am not going to say that. I'm just not. I'm not comfortable with that. That's crazy. Heal the world, make it a better place. Right? See, I got. I know who you are. I know who you are. Do you know who you are? My beautiful star seed. Do you know who you are? You. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Do you know why you're here? To help raise that vibration, to bring in happiness, joy, love, togetherness. Do you know who you are? Never let them lie to you, deceive you. Do you know who you are? Even when they manifest your presence on this realm, they do not know who you are. They want this vibration. Mm, mm, mm. That's so funny. Chosen line. I'm not even. This is crazy. Like I'm just so fascinated by what's coming out. I'm just like doing this for the sake of doing it at this point. Like I could have been wrapped this. This is just crazy. Literally. Remember when he was Jacob, right? He hadn't yet found the wife that he was looking for. He wasn't. He ain't have. See what I mean? You're going from this, the Nine of Pentacles, to this, the Ten, right? Okay. Many nations will come out of you, is what I'm getting. Now I'm gonna remind y'all, as it was in the beginning, it will be again at the end, okay? So the fact that we've been all up in Genesis, I feel like again, unless you're studying the teachings of Christ, you probably have no reason to leave Genesis unless you want to get the rules down. The basic instructions for before leaving Earth type shit. That's real. Like it's like 2, 3 books. Like that's how you live a good life. Everything else is character building and development. But if you actually want to study the teachings, then by all means. But if you want to know what fucked us up and did everything in, just stick around in Genesis. Like really, just mull it. Out of one comes many nations. This is cool. Strong at that. Very strong. Look, 9, yeah. This is wild. The faith of one is great enough to impact the many. Look, Little Miss Sunshine, Page of Cups, High Priestess, look, Ace of Cups. There's that Page of Swords again. Told you they've been studying you since you were a child. Like there's a reason why a lot of books have been edited, yo. Is because there are other prophecies they do not want you to see. Because if you read them for yourself, you would have already recognized who this individual is. The Christ consciousness, that energy is here. It truly is. It's not who or what you think it is, but that energy is here. This blew my mind. I was not expecting all of this. Wow. Oh, you don't go there. Oh, they're funny. They're really funny. I get that. We live in a time. I've said this before on different videos that mankind has always figured out a way of getting rid of unwanted pregnancies, but never to the degree of ease that we've mastered it now. Um, and it was the vacuum that I'm hearing above me that's triggering that sort of process. It is what it is. Again, I can't spare feelings with this. And so when you have these sort of high vibrational beings being birthed onto this plane, and there's abortion, where they just go in and vacuum clean everything out of there, and then, and so the risk is very high for these light beings to be recycled quicker than necessary. Mm-hmm. I see a lot of blessings coming in, y'all, especially as it's starting to really click. So just remember that this energy will ramp it up, right? It really will ramp it up. The more you grow in confidence to who you are and your true self, boy, right? So these partnerships and alliances, right? They're gonna push all the people that because one person is really going to lead a lot. So they're really attacking. Okay, y'all really do need to stay prayed up. That's why they're saying decompress, and that way you don't blow your lid and end up in an altercation that could be really harmful. Okay. Because that's the goal. If they can get you off the planet before you accomplish your mission, then that's a win for evil. All right. Oh, look who showed up. Look. Oh. I just want to see what fell out real quick. What's sad is, right, they really can't figure out how to kill you. The children of Neptune's kingdom. I'm not joking. Like you're so protected. Like it's ridiculous. They cannot figure it out. Like it confuses them. It boggles them. They've tried everything, but there's a cloak around you. There's protection around you. There's nothing they can do. Like they've tried your sleep. They've tried everything they can, and it doesn't work. And it's just like The harder they try, it's like the more you pour out, the more you give, the more, like you illuminate like a landing strip for other star seeds to, awaken, to allow their light to shine, for them to like form these new soul family. Like I'm watch it feels like galaxies and star systems being formed with these energies and these groupings. It's like the Pleiades has the seven sisters, but as you and your soul tribe get together, it's like you're forming these new constellations, all these illuminates coming together. It's like they're just, the only regret is that they could not keep you from getting to this portal, to this threshold. That's it. And it's starting to have these ripple effects in that kingdom. It's so funny because look how the water is so turbulent. This is the King of Cups, right? That's his domain, the water, the emotions, all of that. Look, it's everywhere. Everything is just topsy turvy, right? He's quite comfortable. But then look what happens with the arrival of this very peaceful, prayerful, healing energy, right? That's been ascending or descending down to the planet. Look, pouring out, healing the earth, healing the waters. Look at the ripples. It's a very concentric, peaceful mixing, if you will. We go from the chaos, right? And the confusion and all of this just to this. Look, now that there's no toxicities, there's nothing in those cups that would be harmful, right? Starting from scratch, everything's calming down. Somebody's saddened by that. It's so interesting how that looks. So protected. But that's your job. You're a protector. You came here to do this. This job, it's not a quick task. It requires diligence and patience. You have people on earth trying to emulate higher forces, thinking they understand what order out of chaos means. That is a cosmic energy. That's so funny. Love always wins. It truly does. Hmm. It's like you can slow it down, but you can never stop it. Look, it's funny because look at the difference. Magician on the bottom. Look at his world. Masculine energy is bold and fiery and active. So the waters are active, right? But his counterpart, right? Everything's all calm, chill. The tide ebbs and flows. There's pretty pebbles on the beach, you know. They're smooth. Why? Because over time, all the rough spots through the breaking water and the grit of the sand smooths them out with enough focus and attention, right? Healing is possible. Ah. I think it's funny. I really do. Because everyone knows there's a point in life, even for those who hate to admit it, that we all want just one person, right? You just want that one person, the one who gets you, the one who knows how to calm you down when you're having an emotional day, the one you can drop the smoke screen for, the one that makes you feel peaceful when you're overwhelmed. It's just really funny because it's like, really? Someone that nurtures you, but someone that also allows you to express the depth and reach. It's that one. Because you see the three swords, the three cups, the contents spilled out, you know, all these options and this, that, and the third. And but at the end of the day, love conquers all. You know, it's the one-to-one factor. And I just think it's really amazing because I feel in a very interesting way by what I'm seeing is that we already discussed the nemesis energy on different readings, right? Especially when we have like what we call the some people call them a false twin, but I don't see them as a false twin. It's like you have someone in their shadow, and they're not awakened. They haven't done their healing, and so of course they're karmic-y and they're toxic, and they're all of these things, right? They're your opposite, right? Because oftentimes the feminine goes to her awakening first, and it's usually right at that moment when you realize you have poured and poured and poured and poured till there's nothing left. And the only thing to refill those cups are your own tears. It's like that. Last, oh, is what gets the feminine energy to her awakening. Here, Otis Redden. I'm so tired of being alone. I'm so tired of my own. Won't you help me, please? That, right. You get to that. Together. Oh. I think we just switched to Marvin Gaye. It's alright. Right, anyway. And it's that elevation, right? That shift that slowly starts to awaken and redirect the energy and focus of the masculine, of the counterpart. The emotional bag was heavy. Like, I'm just going to point out the biblical curses, right? I almost feel the feminine wakes up first because we committed the error first. And so the burden is just that much heavier. And what was man's curse? To chase pussy, right? To have their kids not listen to them, right? Their wife to give them grief, and to chase pussy, right? That's all those other cups looking at. Oh, I can have Keisha, LaWanda, Tanya, like right, the DMX, right? All of these things, right? And by the time a man craves peace, prays for peace, prays for the ending of all the meddling and all the energies and all the bullshit, right? Prays to be healed, prays to be delivered, right? It's so in their own emotions, right? And then they remember who planted that seed first, right? It's interesting how it all works out. These balancing, right? The karma that we must all clear. Mind you, Christ said he did not come to undo the law, he came to fulfill it. It's different. That never said don't do the right thing. Never said don't follow the. That's not what that was. You could follow before all day, every day, and there was no redemption, there was no salvation being offered at that point. You still got to do the right thing. You still got to be on the up and up. You still got to be honorable and a decent human being, and why wouldn't you want to? Life is easier when you are. I just don't understand it. But anyway, see? It's almost like you got to walk a mile in the other shoes, right? Right. By the time a woman submits first to the Most High, right? Because submitting to a man, it happens and it should happen willingly. But you have to get it spiritually before you can like really get it in a high vibrational sense here. Otherwise, you think you're just supposed to be somebody's, I don't know, servant, and that's not how it works. It's a partnership, right? You work together. And by the time the man submits, it's like he got to go through all the fraggle knackle BS, right? That Eve went through when she was beguiled, right? So he's got to deal with all these slick tongued women, you know, in their own right. Men, I know what y'all go through. Women, I know what we go through. So you know what I mean? You have to reverse the roles because that's what happened. They were supposed to have like a, hey, what do you think about this? Like, da, 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 da. They were supposed to have a meeting, right? But she acted on her own like she was the leader, right? So what do you end up doing? Raising your kids by yourself, being the man and woman of the house. Da, 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 da. You making decisions on your own? Okay, so you got to go live out that curse, right? Oh, you think it's easy turning down ass? You think it's easy people keeping people out your head? Oh, if I was you, I'd have done it different. Oh, for real, watch this. Accountability. So much of these repeated lessons is because there's a lack of accountability. Everybody wants to shift the blame. No, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. Instead of seeing through the veil. Yeah, but eventually, after everybody's had their tears, right? Deal with their shame. Because, guilt, shame, different. One is of God, one is of not. I'll let you do your research and your meditations to figure it out, okay? Okay. Love is the highest vibration, right? So love should be more than enough to overcome the Seven of Cups. It's a whole different level. Knowing what it is to be a partner, to, you know what I mean? Like 7, 8, 9. Interesting. To know what you want, right? It takes a long time to get to know yourself. To appreciate. It's just very interesting. It's like the masculine never had an issue with holding back, keeping something for themselves. The feminine had to learn this. This is really about, that crossroads. Going from that, right, to that. Paying your dues, knowing what it's like. Hmm. Interesting. All right, I gotta eat something. Long time no see, miss. Get that spring cleaning in. What is going on? I don't wanna. Ooh. Mm-mm. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go get some food. I love you guys. Yeah. If it's not weird, you're not growing. All right. I wish you nothing but the best, guys. We'll do this again soon. Bye.